need these up here? You need these up here?
Okay, are we ready, everyone? Has everyone signed this list? Who's going to be voting? Okay, please.
Yeah, it's the list I'm going to go back on and see all the jurors when I make the list of the jurors, because I have lists for each jury that we did on.
Everyone who's voting, please sign this list. And you're voting because you have your bona fides in order.
Why don't you say he's already got it? Oh, okay. You don't sign it, just write your name. Print your name so I can actually read it.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Getting there.
Dear beloved Creator within and without, we gather to acknowledge our unity and our collective purpose. We know from deep within that it is up to each of us to hold a moral and ethical line when seeing it crossed. We ask for your protection, Creator, from all hostility and roadblocks, so that our humankind can live in the abundant and compassionate world you created. So now, we are putting on the armor of God, for we know it is up to us. It is you, it is me, it is us. We are the ones who are taking this on, and together, because it is our calling to put a halt, a full stop, and then a correction to the harm that is coming at us, and especially at our children. They are the innocent ones. As their protectors, we can no longer be naive, passive, or uninformed. And so we gather our spirits in your name, Creator of all that is. Let it be so, and so it is.
Amen.
Okay, thank you so much for all of you being here. It's really a pleasure to see all of your smiling faces, and I know so many of you traveled miles to be here, and I want to thank you. It means so much to the work we're doing and what we're hoping to accomplish on our state. So Tanya is our Secretary-Treasurer. There's really nothing more to be said. I think we have a pretty good handle on how we've led up to this point. We've held a lot of Zoom calls at noon for 10 days, and then another one in review, anyone who wanted to jump on. So if you have any questions as we're going and before the vote, be sure you raise your hand, or we can have a discussion. But hopefully you know what this is about and that you're willing to place your vote. So I'll give this to Tanya, our Secretary-Treasurer. She'll be calling names, and she'll have checked the bona fides. Yeah, so she's going to, so she's going to check the names just to be sure that we are all, what do I say? That we've done our living testimony in the form of an affidavit, and I'll get to you.
I can tell you almost every person on here that I've already seen that signed it. I know that they've already done it.
Okay. All right. So, that's fine. So there are two issues that we're voting on today. The first one is the education issue. Does anyone have any questions about what's going on in our state regarding the education of our children? Numerous problems. Masking, required vaccine. Vax passes are coming. Hopefully not. We have gender issues, I'm going to call it transhumanism and eugenics. This is what's going on. By order of the Civilian Court of Record, Oregon Statewide General Assembly, General Delivery, Beaverton, Oregon 97005. Notice to the agent is notice to the principal. Notice to the principal is notice to the agent. Take heed. All jurors of our grand jury, do you have first-hand knowledge with the preponderance of evidence and concurrence with the claims made below? If the answer is yes, we will proceed to issue presentments and true bills as needed based on your vote. If the answer is no, state your reservations for discussion and clarification to make our work here lawful with our best efforts. Are there any no's? Is there any need for discussion? Named and unnamed co-conspirators, all persons employed or associated with the Oregon Department of Education system, its curriculum, administrators, superintendents, principals, teachers, school boards, Oregon Education Association, parents, Teachers Association, those that voted, signed, implemented, and or acquiesced to pre-K and above sex education, personal gender preferences and references, teaching, influencing, supporting gender identity, whether by influence and or politics, as in LGBTQ+, by counseling, coercing, or in any way claiming our children. Those who enforce mask wearing in schools, COVID vaccinations and boosters, or any medical interventions without the express permission of the parent or parents. Racial segregation or influence in the name of critical race theory, or any such imposition on the child's equanimity as a fair and equal human being, enabling or assisting in bringing into existence or signed on to support in any way enabling these unconstitutional destroyers of our unalienable rights and those of our children. Harm, whether psychological, physical, or philosophical, theological, or tangible, intangible, to our children, are due process violations and fraud upon the people. Specific claims against those people identified here by names they are known by and in their official capacity is herein attached. Others may be named at a future date, and I will name them. Number 1, violations of the Bill of Rights of the United States of America's Constitution circa 1859. Amendment 1, our right to assemble. Amendment 1, petition for redress of grievances. Amendment 4, to be secure in ourselves and property. Amendment 5, due process of law. Amendment 5, deprivation of property without just compensation. Amendment 6, all criminal prosecutions against Oregonians connected with COVID-19 et al. Amendment 9, usurpation of authority reserved for the people. Amendment 10, Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution. Okay, and then there's the living testimony in the form of an affidavit of truth that is Ron's because he's the clerk of the court. And then this communique is not intended to mislead, defraud, deceive, or threaten in any way, and is submitted in good faith and with clean hands. We do lawful, not legal, and this is our best effort. We close with love, peace, harmony, and a prayer. Then there's the jurat that we will sign, and we only need 2 witnesses to sign this, plus Ron, so you don't all need to sign. So the names on this document: Kate Brown, Colt Gill, Director of the Oregon Department of Education. Chair Kimberly Howard Wade, these are state board members. Vice Chair Guadalupe Martinez Zapata. Vice Chair Bridget Wheeler. Second Vice Chair Jerome Colonna. George Russell, Jennifer Skurlock. Ex officio board members Our State Treasurer, Tobias Reed, and you know he's running for governor. Oregon Secretary of State, Shemaiah Fagan. State Board Advisors, Superintendent Advisor Heidi Seip, Brandy Penner. Teacher Advisor, Monica Bergman Perez. State Board Student Advisors, Rachel Zavalza Arellano and Jackson Weinberg. Those are the names who will be associated with this document, and we may need to add more. So I'll give this to Tanya, and she will read the names to take your vote.
Okay, I'm probably going to tear up your names. I'll apologize to begin with, okay?
Hold it closer.
Right on.
Okay. We've got Linda Cartwright. How do you vote? Yes. Ann Breyer. Yes. Cynthia.
Yes.
Teresa Holt. Yes. Eric Mendenhall. Mendenhall. Janet Ryan. Yes. Carrie Watts. Mark Gregg. Yes. Ron Frazier. Yes. Tina Trezel. Christina Driven. Yes. Christy Kinkle. Mark. Yeah. I can't say his name right. Ray. How do you vote, Ray?
Yeah. Guilty.
Catherine Adams. Yes. Karen. Calcada. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Huh?
Yeah.
Melissa.
Yes.
Yes. Lori Young.
Yes.
Cheryl Rutherford.
Extremely yes.
Yes. William Appel.
Guilty.
Brandon.
Yes, guilty.
Charlie.
Yes, guilty.
Me. Yes, guilty. Ron.
Yes.
Lori Rinchin?
Oh, Runyon.
Runyon.
Hi, yes.
That's Laura. She's right
Laura.
there.
What's it say?
Linda.
Linda Kirby? Kibbe?
Yes.
Farwell.
Aye. Sack the lot of them.
One more.
Yeah, just pray.
And then you get to place your vote.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Say what
You find them guilty?
Are you voting? Yes, guilty.
Okay. Did I get everybody's name?
Did everyone vote? No.
What's your name?
Thank us if
Sue.
we're wrong.
Sue.
Sue what? Huh?
Long one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, you didn't put your name on it. So what's your last name?
Eden Smith. E.D. Right?
Grant.
Where?
Yes.
Did we get everybody this time?
Cynthia?
Yes. Okay, I guess we got everybody. Anybody else didn't get to vote?
Thank you, everyone. We're moving on to the second issue. Notice to the agent is notice to the principal. Notice to the principal is notice to the agent. Take heed. All jurors of our grand jury, do you have by first-hand knowledge concurrence with the claims made below? If the answer is yes, we will proceed to issue presentments and true bills as needed. If the answer is no, state your reservations for discussion and clarification to make our work here lawful with best efforts. Named and unnamed co-conspirators, all persons employed by or associated with police, sheriffs, marshals, and others of that ilk on Oregon, operating in the de facto incorporated governance of Article 7 amended, either self-correct to the de jure Article 7 original, or be tried in our de jure civilian court of record with a true bill from our grand jury. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Returning to a de jure government after more than 100 years of deceit due to Article 7 amended is difficult, and we put forward our best effort. Article 1, Section 1, Natural Rights Inherent in People. We declare that all men, when they form a social compact, are equal in right, that all power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority, and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness, and they have at all times a right to alter, reform, or abolish the government in such manner as they may think proper. That's from the Oregon Constitution. By the way, booklets will be handed out to those of you who voted and want one. A de jure peace, safety, and happiness group will be lawfully organized to assist in returning Oregon to a constitutional Republican form of government in 2022. The role models will be sheriffs, marshals, and deputies in the original concept of those functions in a de jure government, in lieu of the de facto incorporated governance we now see, where the city of Portland is a subdivision of the county of Multnomah, is a subdivision of the state of Oregon, is a subdivision of the United States, Inc., that is not a constitutional Republican form of government as guaranteed by our United States of America's Constitution, circa 1859. Specific claims against those people are identified by addendum, such as current de facto sheriffs, police, and others, by names they are known by, and in their official capacity as attached. Others may be named at a future date. Violations of the Oregon Constitution and the United States of America's Constitution, circa 1859. Amendment 1, our right to assemble. Today's an example. Amendment 1, petition for redress of grievances. They're boarded up. Amendment 4, to be secure in ourselves and our property. All of it. Amendment 5, due process of law. Amendment 5, deprivation of property without just compensation. Amendment 6, all criminal prosecutions. All criminal prosecutions connected with Article 7 amended. Amendment 8, excessive fines and unusual punishments. Amendment 9, usurpation of authority reserved for the people. Article 7 amended and original. Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution. And back to the subscript of I, Article 7 amended and original. They don't follow their own laws, and they don't certainly follow the ones that we want, which are common law. So this is the same. This communique is not intended to mislead, defraud, deceive, or threaten in any way, and is submitted in good faith and with clean hands. We do lawful, not legal, and this is our best effort. We close with love, peace, harmony, and a prayer. On Oregon, without the state of Oregon, all caps, within the United States of America, the constitutional Republican form of government, under penalty of perjury and the jura. So do you want to proceed with that?
Okay, we're going to vote again. Linda. Ann. Cynthia. Teresa. Eric. Janet. Carrie. Mark. Okay. Let's go to Ronald Frazier. Tina. Christine. Yes. Christine. There's two Christines. Both. Okay. Kirsten. Ray.
Yeah.
Catherine Adams. Karen. Melissa.
Yes.
Lori. Cheryl.
Oh yeah.
William.
Guilty.
Brandon.
Yes.
Charlie.
Yes.
Me. Yes. Ron.
Yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Linda.
Yes.
Farwell. Morel. And Sue Eden. Yes. Okay, that's 31 of us.
Have they done a fund yet?
I don't know how to do
For us. You know, a fundraiser for.
What is the purpose?
Oh, this is so cool.
From Canada?
I ordered them from eBay.
Yes. Yeah, we're well aware.
Thank you, everyone. That's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and sign the documents here, and you can watch us if you want. We need a red pen for Ron.
Charlie.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you all want to be somewhere or break out for lunch or whatever, but this concludes it. I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you all.
It's so very much important that you're all here supporting each other. Thank you.
How many of us were here today? 31?
31.
What can we do to help you pack things up?
25 days.
Pack up the chairs and hold them somewhere?
We could probably just
Bring them underneath here so they don't get wet, I guess.
yeah,
What?
slide them under.
Slide them up. Well, I was thinking hold them up and then tuck them over.
Yeah,
By
you
the
can lean them up
boxes.
against the corner.
Lean them up against the corner. Yeah.
Thank you.
So. Mine might be like that. That way they'll stack out.
Yeah. I have a couple questions. Yeah. All right.
Everyone sit in
No, that's it. That's as close.
Okay. Okay. So one question I have is, has the General Assembly communicated? I'm trying to figure
There's
out
been a
how I can-
suggestion that we go to Lake Oswego, Manzanas. I don't know if that's something that you all are familiar with. It's right downtown Lake Oswego. It's a nice restaurant and it has quite a bit of seating. We wouldn't all probably be able to sit together because I'm sure it would be a banquet room. At least we could all kind of yeah. So if you just put in your GPS Manzana, Lake Oswego, and we can meet you there.
So what I wanted to find out is, how can we find out about
There's been a request that we would all stand around and have a photograph. Hello? Let's gather together to take a photograph.
I'm teasing. Well, we'll do the photograph first and then I'll come down.
Huh? Oh.
Is it okay if I leave this here with you for just a moment? You guys breaking these tables down?
Yeah.
I would have to get to the bottom of that.
I'll wait till Cheryl, I'll sign it last.
We need more pins. What do you want?
Pins.
Oh, those are
We need to finish signing the...
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car. And he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I fought. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, shot him 3 more times.